What about the scope man? Just like he's straight into the penthouse on a Monday afternoon.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was hurting today too, boys. I don't know if you heard the
did
top
the marathon.
Of the show.
My man did the marathon.
I saw it.
Really?
I saw it. Yeah.
How'd you go?
Yeah,
How's
I
that
did
last 10Ks?
4 hours.
Oh, mate, awful rat.
That's when it starts, the last 10Ks.
Yeah, I found it was the last 8 for me. I really struggled the last 8. But
So
I mean,
were you in the hurt locker, were you? Yeah.
Who I was? I thought you were talking to Fletch. Were you in the hurt locker at the 8?
He's always in the hurt locker.
Boys, I got to about, you know what? I did it last year. I struggled really badly last year. The weather was a lot better down here in Sydney this year, and I got to about the 35 mark and then hit the wall this time around.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, nice.
How bad is it, eh? It's like you're looking for loose change. You're just stumbling around. Like, look at it. Like,
you would have done it. You would have done a couple during your day, right?
I've done plenty, yeah. Done some, some fun ones that I really enjoyed. I'll tell you how much I respect a marathon. I've done Ironman triathlons, and you got to do a marathon at the end of it, but you got to do all the stuff before. So it's a very different type of marathon.
Yeah, gotcha.
I think doing a straight out marathon is harder than doing an Ironman.
Yeah, well, so what are the distance for Ironman again, right?
An Ironman is 100. Oh, sorry, it's a 3.8K swim, 180K bike ride, and then a marathon.
hang on, Rat. Wow. Why would a marathon be harder than?
It doesn't. I get that. Doesn't make sense.
No.
But it's because you're racing it when you're doing a marathon on its own. Like in an Ironman triathlon, all you're trying to do is not burn all your matches. So it's about a day of sort of trying to conserve. Whereas when you do a marathon just straight out, you're trying to get a time and you're racing it. You're racing the clock. So
that's Sydney to surf. I mean, it's what's that? 16K.
14.
14. And apparently there's a Torture Hill in it.
Heartbreak Hill.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not that bad.
No,
I've legitimately done that, but I hate running. Boys, but let's not talk about marathons.
Yeah.
Let's talk about who I think is going to be the greatest rugby league player of all time, in Nathan Cleary. Yeah.
We were just talking about that on our Queensland show. I just
Really, Rat? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I don't think he's quite there yet. Like we were having a conversation. I think Joey is the best 7 I've seen.
Yeah.
I don't know about you two, but
Yeah.
No, I'm with you.
it was impressive. It was impressive.
Yeah, you know what blows me away, Fletcher? I don't think, like, there's a lot of young fans of the game that think that what's happening right now is just normal because it's happened for the last 4 years, 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, seeing it's just so not normal.
No.
And to see what he's doing, the way he comes back in and just
Rejuvenates the side.
just turns his team around, and I mean that's the best football I've seen him play on the weekend.
Are you saying, Rat, if he retired today, or at the end of the season they win 4, he's done, that's his resume, he would go down as the greatest, or are you in a way projecting that he's going to continue to be great and go on this path that he's still going now and then become the greatest?
Well, I don't think greatness should be determined by how long you play. Greatness should be like, I mean, Joey didn't have a long career. He retired early. It'd be hard to look at Nathan now if he wins it this year, 4 premierships, 5 grand finals back to back, steering that team, losing players every year, building the team around him. It'd be hard to not look at him and think. Mate,
he sits at the table with all the immortals, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely, because I was just thinking. So Norm Proven is an immortal, obviously captain and captain coach. Was he captain coach?
That's right.
So
Yep.
that was obviously they went on that run. But in the modern day, if Nathan Cleary can lead the Panthers to 4 in a row and he picks up his 3rd Clive Churchill, he has to be in the conversation.
Yeah.
Doesn't he?
Easy.
I think a lot of people would agree, like we're projecting, like we're thinking there's a really good chance that he is going to be immortal. He's going to continue to go because he's still super young.
I suppose
right?
the knock
So much
on
ahead of
him,
him.
the only knock on him is representing Origin.
Yeah, he hasn't had a proper Origin moment, has he? An Origin series like Joey.
Where he's grabbed it by the scruff.
Yeah.
Like he's played in
will.
some very convincing wins.
He won 3 series.
Yeah.
He will.
Yeah.
He had that really dominant one-off game in, was it Perth? Where they,
Perth.
he did a number on that Queensland team, but they went on to win the series after that.
Correct.
So
That was the one.
put a bit of a dampener on it.
Oh, $1.36. That still
Hey,
hurts me.
what about how good was it, Scope seeing your man DCE just go rank Street Fighter in that fight?
Oh, how good was
loved
that?
it.
Game changer.
Loved
Game
it.
changer.
Don't you
moment.
reckon it was Lockie Lewis
It was Lockie Lewis like on Cody Walker, wasn't it?
The jiu-jitsu
Is that the
flip.
same stadium as well? Did that happen? That would have happened at a
was
call,
too.
wouldn't it?
Did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe Joshy Curran had stolen some speakers or something like that, and he just went whooshka.
That's actually his tackle technique as well. You notice Daly does that sweeping
Like Alf.
tackling.
That
He
little
does that
tumble
come
and
and
throw.
throw, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
out. Boys, I
Yeah.
was discussing this earlier. I could not believe at the end of that game that Manly had won. That was so dominant.
I know.
The Dogs.
Oh,
I agree.
They were, but I said to Sats, I was watching that game thinking, Manly are going to win this. They're just going to do enough to hang around, and then with the talent that they've got, they'll jag a couple of tries and win it. And sure enough, they went on and did it. They could upset. I mean, they've got that much talent and strike power across the field. I mean, you look at their side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you what, whatever they gave Tommy at half time,
Give me some of it.
I'd like a bit of that,
Give me some of it.
especially in the back nine.
Hit it in the right spot.
You might need-
Hit the
Hey,
right spot.
can we just have a little discussion about your rank sort of plea for free golf clubs last night on TV? Well, you got to be a little bit subtle.
No. I'm straight into them. And guess what? Guess what's happened? So we got a text today,
Right.
and Maddie got a text who said, "Mate, you don't want pings, you want Callaways. I can get you some free Callaways."
Mate, well, on Thursday, I'm playing with shout out to you, Dan. He's like second in charge of Callaway on Thursday.
Hey, I'm
Okay.
going to Cathedral in October with the big boss of TaylorMade, so I can sort you out.
No,
there for
no.
TaylorMade to go.
I'm going to be calling you at
That's what
about
you
12
want.
o'clock on Thursday, Fletch, with the man from Callaway.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll take it.
Okay.
I don't care.
You do need an upgrade with your clubs, Fletchy.
I do, don't I?
Yeah, they've been around for a minute, those bad
Hey,
boys.
Scopey, what are you playing? You're playing off about 11 or 12 at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, I think 12.5 at the moment.
Yeah, it was no match for Bears Head last Wednesday, though,
Yeah.
boys.
Oh, really?
Nah.
Bears Head did a tribal dance around a putt that I had for par, and I never
Oh, is
recovered
that
from
right?
it. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, it was pretty funny.
Boys, we're on the sixth hole coming up. I'm on 5. I've gone back-to-back birds into 2 pars.
Oh,
Bears
wow.
Head's missed a putt, and he for some reason
No,
he started
'cause-
doing a tribal dance
No,
around.
because remember, it was teetering on the edge.
Oh, you're one of those blokes, Fletch.
No, I wasn't trying to put him off because the ball. So the boys go, mate, you got a minute. Now, what do you say? You got 30 seconds for the ball.
Yeah.
And so I was jumping either side of the
You
hole.
got to get some shade over it.
right in my line,
They
boys.
said that, the
right in my
shade.
line. Yeah,
Get
yeah.
the shade over it. Yeah,
Anyway,
change
so
it.
at that point, I think I had about 15 points, and I finished
Yeah.
with 26
Sorry
on the day
about that.
after
Yeah,
that.
nice.
Yeah, nice.
I did
Oh,
apologise.
well, I've been playing ranked, but Sats is on fire, so you guys are in trouble. So
Yeah.
you got it in your diary, haven't you? What is it?
I've got
Yeah.
it. I've got it in there.
December 13.
I've had no details. Are we opening it up to the SEN?
We will
Yeah,
be,
we're
we'll be-
in.
We'll
Me-
be opening a certain amount of spots. It's
Okay.
just first in, best dressed.
Yeah.
We
So you-
will reveal the details in the next sort of 3 weeks.
Okay, why not
Yeah.
2
Got a bit
weeks?
of time.
So is it the 3-2 balls, boys? Is that what we're doing? So it's you two versus Joel and Fletch, and then me and Missile in for the
Yes.
bowlers?
Yeah,
exactly,
absolutely. it is.
yeah.
Okay.
And you got to
Yeah.
bring shirt. You got to dress alike.
Oh, nice.
Well,
No,
we've already
okay.
got our shirts being made by Struddies. So
We're
there you
on
go.
it. Yeah, we're
Okay,
on it.
well, we'll go to Struddies as well. We don't care.
Yeah.
We don't care. Boys, what about Nathan Cleary? Kalyn Ponga's.
Oh, stop it.
What about that? Because I was saying to Scopey, on the effects mic, you could hear the Cowboys players going left
I know.
foot, left foot, and he would
then
still
the right
go
foot.
right foot. And
Used to do it with Freddie.
Yeah.
Here he comes. Here he comes.
Yeah,
But-
Left foot.
you could
Bush.
he just still, gosh, that was
Hey,
dominant.
you know when he broke through and gave the ball to Jaden Brayley, scored under the post. He
Yep.
looked to his left and gave it to his left.
Yeah.
When he broke through on the right hand side, he looked to his right.
Right.
He didn't look to his left. And yeah,
Gamble was
Tyson Gamble comes
Tyson
through the middle.
Gamble was probably going to score untouched, but Dane Gagai should have caught that.
yeah, agree.
Don't you
You reckon
think?
it's because it was Tyson Gamble he didn't pass it to him?
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe for sure.
Dane's my boy. I'll give it to Dane.
Willie Mason wouldn't have passed the Gamble either.
If we're naming an Australian team tomorrow, is he a fullback?
Yep.
Well, I think he's ahead of Walsh if you're picking a Queensland side.
No,
like, for
Australian
example.
team.
Australian
Australian
team. No, I think Teddy still gets it.
Dylan
Teddy,
What
Edwards
about
too?
Dylan Edwards?
Well, it depends,
didn't play
depends when he
Origin.
needs any off-season surgery. Like he's,
Yeah, he's no good.
he looked good on the weekend, looked great on the weekend, but whether he needs any clean-up
Who?
or whatever it may be, Dylan Edwards.
Plays a lot.
I think Teddy will still be Mal's man.
Yeah, I get that
Yeah.
feeling as well.
Do you think?
And he's had a great season, Teddy. Like he'll be,
Oh, he
I
has.
think he'll be in the top 3 or 4 for Dally M's.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, Dylan Edwards looked a bit busted, but if he goes, with just the same argument that we had with Nath before.
Yeah.
If Dylan Edwards
Yep.
goes on and wins his 4th premiership in a row,
Yeah.
and if they win, he's always a chance at Clive Churchill.
Exactly.
As well. He's
Yeah.
won. He's won the one that Nathan hasn't won, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So-
Yeah.
He'd be
Hey.
a big shout.
Hey, Fletcher, I was watching the professor, your mate, on one of his podcasts, and he's telling that story about when you punctured your lung and the quick trip to the hospital and going through red lights and going up into the emergency It
was heavy.
And you were spitting blood and
heavy.
And his wife, who's a nurse, was actually getting up him for you and for Hindy and everyone making a joke and trying to do selfies with you.
Beaver come in there as well?
Yeah.
Did you proper feel like you were going to die there for a moment?
No, I didn't feel I was going to die, but I was just real short of breath.
He said you were passing out.
No, I wasn't passing out. I was waiting for the green whistle. So I got in there and they gave me the... So I remember lying down. They gave me the green whistle. It was an injection, actually. It was a morphine injection. And then they were talking to him and they said, how high was the jump you did? And I'm going, I was off my head. And then I vaguely remember James going, it was 13 metres. And the doctor goes, 13? Like 1-3? And James goes, yeah. And then they pressed that button and that was that log call. Log roll. They kicked all the boys out. And I was sweet. I was just like off my head. Did
they have the camera and everything in at that point?
No.
Filming?
No. But they told him to get out.
Yep.
And that's when they put a neck brace on me and took me straight down because they were saying anything over 6 metres, you're worried about your spine and your neck and stuff. Yeah. And so when he said 13, it was like a button went off. And all of a sudden, there was no one there. But it got worse. Did I tell you it got worse? So there was an intern doctor who... No, sorry, he wasn't an intern. He just qualified. Well, I don't know what that is. And I call him McDreamy because he had the Prada sunnies on. He had the George Michael 3-day. He looked the grouse. The nurses were all swooning around him.
Yeah.
Anyway, so with your collapsed lung, they cut you underneath your breast, in between your ribs, and they stick a hose in there to inflate your lungs again. So the pain was gone. Before this. Anyway, so I get up into the ward and they say, right, we need to do this. And this doctor was very swooning around and he had all these those Kabbalah.
Is it him being confidence makes you relaxed? Did it make you relaxed?
No, I was sus on him. Okay. I was sus on him.
Did he?
So then he explained the operation. It's called a pneumothorax. So he got the scalpel and he says, I'm just going to cut you in between your ribs and we'll just numb it. So there's a nurse next to me, gets the injection, the local anaesthetic, jabs it in there, gets the scalpel out and starts cutting me. And I'm going, Doc, I can feel that. He goes, you might need just some more anaesthetic. You're a big boy. So anyway, he gets the anaesthetic again, jabs it in, gets the scalpel and starts hoeing into it. In between, I'm going, Doc, I can feel this, brother. So then the nurse, who was an older lady, whispered something to him. He was injecting me with saline.
Oh.
This was the first problem. Oh. So then the nurse says, you need anaesthetic. I could have sued this bastard.
Mate, have you seen the show Dr. Death?
Yeah. Hang on.
Mate, they're not all qualified.
Mate, and he cuts me through, and I'm looking at it. And he gets out the tube, and he's explaining, I'm going to stick this down here and reinflate your lung. So he's sticking it in, this garden hose from Aussie Hoses. Shout out to you, Sparty. You'll get one soon. He's feeding it in. It was about 1 metre long. And I'm going, this is rank, Doc. Anyway, all of a sudden, I've got the sharpest pain I've ever got in my spine. Instead of going to my lungs, he's gone to my spinal cord and he's hit my nerves on my spine. And I nearly jumped out of bed. And I just blew up. I said, mate, get this effing bloke out of here.
Yeah.
So I had to go. I went downstairs and got a professor, and he did it in a second. So I've got 2 cuts.
You genuinely could have.
I could sue him.
You could have gone after him, right?
Yeah, but I feel bad. I think he lost his job after that. Yeah, look at this.
So what's
anyway, I wasn't going to die.
Leonardo DiCaprio movie where he fakes a doctor and a pilot.
Catch Me If You Can.
Catch Me If You Can.
Frank Abagnale.
Frank Abagnale. He got a bit of Abagnale about him.
Dr. Abagnale.
He's a good-looking cat too.
Yeah.
Well, what was the recovery like, Fletch? How long were you down for?
About a week.
Is Brit sympathetic at home when you get home?
Rat's ass. She said, you're an idiot. She said, you're an idiot. Why would you jump off there? Why would you do that?
So the professor said you spent 3 days in there, and he said you were he reckoned you were out, like you were out. Well, were you just trying to stay calm? Were you just being quiet? Because he did he add a bit of GST to the story? But he was saying that you were out, driving you to the hospital.
No, I wasn't unconscious.
Okay.
But I remember coughing up the blood.
Yeah.
And Hindy just laughing at me. And then Heine coming in, like he goes, "Oh, Doc, I've hurt my knee too. I think I've done my ACL." And the doctor's going, this bloke in front of you is probably more serious condition than you. And then I get, but look at my bruise. Oh gosh. Anyway, worked out okay.
Right, we got the Bledisloe coming up too this week.
Yeah.
How are the boys looking in that game, mate?
Mate, I wouldn't be putting my house on it. But, everyone's giving them a hard time about the second half over in Argentina in that second game. They had a win over there. It's not easy to win over there, and they're moving in the right direction, but I think the All Blacks will be too strong for them.
The All Blacks haven't been crash hot as well.
They haven't, but they just...
2 in a row, haven't they?
Yeah, they've just got a little bit more depth and...
Class?
Yeah, class than the Wallabies have at the moment. But
I'll tell you what, I saw a package the other day somewhere on Christian Cullen.
Oh, how good was he?
Stop the fight.
He was the Mickey. Those were the days for. But I worked Wallabies and All Blacks. She's had competitive years. Those ones.
I played against Christian Cullen in the
Schoolboys,
93 Schoolboys.
Wow.
Carlos Spencer and Jonah Lomu.
Jonah Lomu he was an 8, wasn't he?
Yeah, number 8.
Christian Cullen was 35 at the time. Hey, Rat, what about our man Marky Mark?
He's doing all right.
What did you think of his debut?
His debut, I thought it was great.
Yeah,
he's good. Geez, he's got some ability. I don't know if did you watch him much in the Olympics?
No,
mate. He was just a game changer. Every time he came on the field, he made a significant impact on the game. And he's that sort of a player. And after an off season with the Chooks and mate, he'll be good. He'll be real good for him.
Yeah. More importantly, what about the form of Dan Conn?
Oh,
OnlyFans.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Did you play with Connie?
No, I didn't play. With Connie, but when he was living in Bondi, I'd see him around a bit, and he said to me, because we did that story on him. He's doing OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And he says, "You wait. I've got a hectic story to tell you." So this was all via text. So I'm trying to get him in. I don't know whether, but
he reposted it the other day. I seen that he was keen on the story.
Yeah. Because he covers, like, the girls all love him, but the dudes love him as well.
They're frothing him as well, eh?
Froth.
Yeah, right.
Remember that end of season? Like, we signed him at the Titans the first couple of years. That first end of season trip to Vegas.
Yeah.
A porn star fell in love with him.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I did hear that.
Wyoming, she had a tattoo on her back.
Yeah. I mean... Yeah, that's a
he,
different world.
Mate, he was he's a different cat. Mate,
wasn't the hedgehog who fell in love with him, was it?
All right, boys. Sorry, boys. We got to follow this up next week.
Just saying, if you were getting randy with an adult film star, she'd just be putting it on. Don't you reckon?
I don't know.
I think so. You'd worry about that for sure.
Yeah,
I don't reckon they would enjoy it. I'm just saying.
All right, the best sheds, 15% off the entire range sale on
See you
now.
guys.
See you, boys.